and signs for your ride. SignBros is the place where we make your signs.
Hello.
Hey.
Good morning. We are the SignBroCast. We're all up in your business. Good morning. Thank you for joining the show. Make sure to subscribe on the link below. With us from the taco shop, Santiago and Chris.
How's it going, guys?
Thank you for joining us, guys.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Cool.
Yeah, not too early?
Nah, we're up. This is that. I got you. I barely looked at the message when you said the coffee. I'm like, I don't drink coffee. Like, this is normal for us. We're up at 5, 6 in the morning
really?
all the
Wow.
goddamn time. So that's why when I saw it right now, I'm like, oh, he asked for coffee. I'm like, eh.
Yeah, and Nathan, our third middle brother, couldn't be here. He's the one that usually brings the coffee, so I guess it kind of worked out. So.
He's slacking it today.
Yeah.
So I found you guys through the internet. I was doing some searches there, and I came across specifically El Paso. I found that I believe Santiago, you got the what they is known for the year 2020 as the Young Entrepreneur of the Year.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Nice. And then I think I called Chris first,
Yes.
and you got the millennial of the
Millennial
year.
there.
I called you, and then as I went down the list, I saw you. I was like, wow, these guys, two guys recognized in El Paso for what you guys are doing, and you're with the same company.
Just
Yep.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, I guess, around the world food services is
How you
what
got
you guys
started and all that.
Yeah.
well, I'll start it off. Well, Around the World Food Services is the parent company. That's what everything's under. Originally, we got started as Around the World Catering Service. So before anything, we're caterers.
Gotcha.
We're both chefs. We both went to culinary school, stuff like that. But we started
nice.
the business as a catering company, which is Around the World Catering Service. It's going on, as we just said, it's going on our 10th year, I believe.
Nice.
And then that turned into Gallery 3 Kitchen, which was our first restaurant, and that turned into Taco Shop, the food truck, stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's where we're at now is with Taco Shop. We have plans to open up the second location on the west side.
Nice.
So, yeah, things are going good. We can't complain, just going by.
Staying busy.
Yeah, staying busy. Like
As busy as you can this
Gotcha.
year.
So what do you guys? What's your function as far as you guys work together? Do you guys handle different things, obviously, or what do you do?
Well, if anything, it's like we just like that's why we work really well together. Like ever since we first started, even with the catering company, it's just with things that I might not be good at, Chris will be good at. Things that he's not good at, I'm good at. So it kind of just balances each other out.
Make a good team, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't imagine like starting a business on my own. Like I'm like there's obviously everybody has like something that they're like fantastic at, but no one's ever gonna be well-rounded, being able to like run a business, do the numbers, do all the contacts, do the work,
gotcha.
the legwork, and to be able to have somebody you can like trust with
Sure.
that is everything.
Very cool. So you're more the behind the scenes, getting everything done. You're more just getting it. The actions,
well,
the actual
it's actually reverse. He's
Oh.
more behind the scenes.
Oh,
The
really?
last I want to say the last couple years I've been slowly like, you do it, you deal with it, like, because I'm getting tired of people in a nice way.
In a nice
But
way.
in the beginning, yeah, Santi was 100%. A lot of times he was behind the scenes.
Wow.
Like, we were the business partners. We would know. We would introduce ourselves and stuff like that. But for the most part, I was the one mostly dealing with all the clients. They would see me. They would talk to me. He would come out and introduce himself. Santi would be working back of the house. He'd be cooking.
Sure.
And stuff like that. And then all the meetings and everything, I would be arranging them. If he didn't have time, I would go deal with them and the clients. Things like this, I would be there. Or I got designated the face of the company. And as we grew, it kind of massaged and kind of it became too much where like it was like, dude, you got to take that part and I'll do this part.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, it was like it started to become a little bit too much and I just got overwhelmed. So Santi starting to become more handling of that stuff.
Okay.
Where it's like now, I still hold a lot of it, but at the same time, Santi, I'll tell Santi, you know what, I'm not feeling good, dude. You go and talk to him, or you go be in the front of the camera, or you go handle that, because I want to be in the back. Or I don't want to deal with someone right now, or something like that.
Cool.
So I'm the moody one. So it may not come off like it, but like when I have to, I'll put the charm on, like I tell my employees and stuff like that. But for the most part, I guess the older I get, the more I'm like I don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
at the end of the day, no one's ever gonna have like great days every day,
Sure.
day in, day out, and being able to have a business partner that you can trust 100% with the business is what you need. If you can't have trust like with somebody else, like when you're running a business, then it's just never gonna work out. And if you do it by yourself 100%, eventually you're gonna burn yourself out.
Definitely.
Yeah. So there's days I'll just tell him like, dude, like I turned into Walter Matthau from Grumpy Old Man. It's like I don't want to deal with this shit right now, dude.
The odd couple.
Like it's like Santi, like you go, like even at the restaurant now, there's some days where I wake up, I'm like, okay, I can handle it, and I'll go be in the front and be there the whole day and talk to people and be the server and all that stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And there's days where it's like
You're not feeling it.
I don't do that shit. Like just bring me tickets and I'll cook, dude. Like I'm not
Well, what would you say is your best selling plate, your taco?
at the taco
plate?
shop. At taco shop, there's a couple actually. The most popular thing right now would probably be the birria, which is done with goat. We do it traditional with goat.
Wow.
So it's not brisket or dead ass or anything like that. It's goat.
Wow.
That's probably one of the most popular things. But like obviously our flautas are really good.
Yeah.
Those are one of the most popular items as well. It's not your normal. That's the thing. It's not your normal taco stuff. Like there's a variety of everything. We have our traditional stuff, which like your carne asada and everything, but everything's done with a little bit of a twist and a little bit of our own personalities in
flavor.
it. So I guess that's what makes us stand out on certain things.
Yeah, it's always nice when people walk into the restaurant and like right away, like they're not just like looking for the menu and words like that. They'll like
They know what they want.
I'll see them stop in the middle of the restaurant and be like looking around like, yeah, this doesn't look like an El Paso thing. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
So it's really neat. And then when people actually get the food, it's just like I didn't expect this from where it came from. So
Oh.
like to see
need to go.
that reaction, people, it's just like I know we're doing something right. So
We need to
Awesome.
go check it out.
Yeah,
these days.
definitely. I've only been in California. I moved from California 2 years ago, so I'm still getting reacquainted with all the food stuff. So I'm doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I'm catching up pretty good. About to go check it out. But Around the World Food Services, interesting name. Do you guys do some kind of?
Well, originally that name started because when we were doing the catering company, I get bored if I'm cooking the same thing every single day.
Okay.
So does Chris. So we were like, what kind of company could we start doing catering that we won't get stuck doing one type of food? I
Gotcha.
don't want to be known as like,
Variety.
oh, he's just the guy that does brisket all
Sure.
day, every day. He doesn't do that. So Chris like is excellent in like certain styles of cooking, and so am I, and like different ones, completely opposite. So we figure if we just put it to different regions around the world, we can cover
Gotcha,
all the
okay.
bases.
Wow.
And honestly, I loved it because like when we did that, like me and Chris have been able to cook food for like the most like randomest things ever. Like when we did weddings, everybody in town, like for the most part, all catering, you're gonna do a
Pretty
Hispanic
generic.
wedding, you're gonna do
Mexican
brisket, rice,
Sure.
and brains all day. So
Gotcha.
I mean, with the military being here, there was a lot of people that are being married here that aren't from here. So they're like, hey, my family's Jamaican. Do you think you can do anything like that?
Wow.
My family's from the Middle East, Hawaii, and all that different stuff. And my grandma's
Okay.
gonna come in, and she wants to know that you guys can cook authentically. So we tried our best to like make those dishes, and it's nice for us because we got to expand like our palate as chefs and like be able
Sure.
to cook different types of stuff. I think some of the ones that were like really cool with us is we had a Haitian mother like come in, and we had to do like different like styles of like cooking.
Oh,
It's
wow.
something that's totally different 100%. So
That's like a lot of pressure, dude.
to go in and
Yeah.
do the rest of the research for all that kind of stuff, it was nice as a chef.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like now I'm pretty confident saying that yeah, I can make Middle Eastern food, I can make Hawaiian food, I can
Wow.
make all this kind of stuff, and it's just
Chinese food
it's
and all
nice not to get bored.
Yeah. Once you say my grandma, I was like, that's a lot of pressure there to cook like
No,
grandma.
no, it's you and then
It's
they'd come in.
intimidating.
You see the grandmas come into the tasting, they're just like they just look mad, like they're just like, how did they not let me do the cooking for the wedding? It's like
Oh, there you go.
so like they come in like already wanting to like bash everything, and then like to see that grandma and be like, it's
Pass the
close.
test, huh?
And she's like, well, you got to do this, that, and the other, and we try it out. We're like, all right, come in next week. We twist and tweak and like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like this is like how it is at home. You guys actually listen to us and you got the recipes down. So that was nice.
Yeah, very
like that.
cool, man. And you guys do a lot of weddings, apparently?
Well, like I said,
Except
like,
for this year, so
obviously with COVID,
yeah.
the catering company I don't want to say it's shut or anything. It's just been minimal. A lot of our weddings, a lot of our events. That's still, believe it or not, the catering company is still our primary company.
Sure.
That's still the baby. That's the one that everyone knows us from. That's where all the awards. That's where all the accolades. That's the one where we've done so many different events. Like I said, it's coming up on 10 years.
Wow.
So the catering company is still our primary factor. Everything else kind of just spread out from there. This year, obviously with COVID, yeah, it took a hit just like every other business. Like so we
yeah, that was a really disheartening like 2 weeks. We just get call like every other day. Hey, that event that we had in a couple months, we're not gonna do it.
Yes.
Hey, the one we're gonna have like next week, I'm not gonna do it.
It was just cancellations. It was cancellation, and then it was postpone, and then cancellation, and then it was like just moved to 2021. And that's the thing.
Wow.
that we were sitting there like, well, fuck, dude. Like,
yeah, you're seeing your money for the year. Like
sure,
all these things are like budgeted on. All right, we're like projected to make this much during December, this much during this time. And right now, like this is the time of year where wedding season's dwindling, and then this is where like corporation events like Thanksgiving and Christmas parties for all these big companies, all the like Maquilas and all the other ones around here.
So it's a seasonal thing for the catering company. So during the summer months, you have your wedding season.
Of course.
Then you have your variety of different parties and stuff like that.
And all that.
You have all that stuff during the year, and like Santi's saying, now we're coming into holiday season at the end of October. No one has money. No company has money to be doing that. So a lot of businesses, in our industry profession of that side took a giant hit. Like when our accountant told us, yeah, you guys are on pace to lose over $100,000. Like it's like.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a $200,000 company a year for us plus, and it's like realistically like when he told us like, yeah, you guys are, and he's like, you haven't even come into wedding season yet, or he's like, you haven't even come into holiday season yet. So to me and Santi, it's like, okay, like we gotta stack it up, dude, and gotta just.
And you have how many people do you have on staff for catering?
With the catering, well, there's.
We always had about 20 to 25 on calls. We do have like our kitchen staff and everything like that, but I mean we deal with small parties where like it's small, intimate, like private chef catering things where it's only a couple people, but we also do get those events where it was like a wedding for like 300
full service people, and we have the contract workers and the service staff and all that stuff like that. Wow. And there's 9 employees, excluding him and I, so there'd be 11 then with our accountant who's I guess an employee, but he's like contract, he's salary, but so luckily when and the thing on like the cherry on top of that, we had barely opened. Long story short, like I said, the year was going good, getting everything ready, and then COVID happened. The thing is, we had barely opened Taco Shop.
Oh, barely.
Taco Shop opened March 2nd.
Really? Oh, that's right.
Wow.
So like it opened March. So we were opening since September of last year was when the planning phase is, when we had done everything. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It took us 7 months to build out and get everything ready for Taco Shop to open up the new restaurant. And this is why we're still operating Gallery 3 Kitchen in the first restaurant and the catering company and everything. So we ran the food service for hotels. We had another restaurant, and that's what I'm saying. Taco Shop was going to be the new baby on top of all that. So then COVID happened, and like I said, we opened March 2nd. Things were good. Like it was selling out every night. It was like we were doing awesome. And then 2 weeks later, come St. Patrick's Day, and it said got shut down. I was like, what the fuck?
I remember that, yeah.
So yeah, ever since then, since March 2nd, like it's been, luckily wherever there's some wood, like I said, it's been a blessing because we still, things have been for 3 or 4 days. I want to round up to a week. Me and Santi that's the first time I can honestly say that I was worried about our businesses because we had tied everything into it. Sure. It was a crapshoot. It's like brand new restaurant. All our money's tied up. All the loans are tied up.
Savings.
Everything's in there. It's like, here's pushing everything into the new restaurant. We're relying on the catering, like just like we do everything. And when they shut us down, like we sat down, we talked to the staff. It's like, dude, we don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah. Wow.
So we had to let people go. And then, like I said, we just told ourselves, like, we're going to run it until the wheels fall off. Like, if it works, it works. Me and you will just do everything and hopefully go for the best. And within literally a week, it was like, okay, we can't do this for ourselves. Bring them back. And never looked back since then for the last, I don't know, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, the last 8 months. It's been a blessing. Like I said, things have been good. We saw about 3 times a week.
That's awesome.
So like I said, the business is doing good. It's still new. It's still new. It's still in its infant stage and everything like that. It's just one of those things where we'll admit it, just like everyone else, where like COVID took a hit on everything.
Yeah.
Still is, and like I said, it still sucks on that like this isn't what we signed up for. Like obviously you want a packed restaurant, just like everyone wants their business to flourish and stuff. It's like, So operating a new restaurant during a pandemic, that's
Well, not only a restaurant, too. How many businesses? Two businesses, right?
Well, like I said, unfortunately, we had to shutter Gallery 3 Kitchen because the hotel industry.
Okay, that one shut down.
That got hit worse than everything else. No travel, no tourism, no nothing.
And we couldn't even open our the kitchen.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to because I mean, it was our restaurant, but we still had to follow corporate standards.
Sure.
And they thought that the hotel would get a negative hit if people were staying at the hotel, but if the breakfast was closed down, the kitchen was closed down for breakfast, but the restaurant was open later. They thought it would be.
So that was hotel rules.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it was a hotel and corporate rules. So like we couldn't utilize anything for that.
Wow.
So it was like there's no point of us keeping it around. Like I'm not gonna pay rent and everything.
Sure.
Like we have to leave. We have to close.
Well, and now everything's picking up. That's awesome, man.
Everything's picking up.
That you stuck with it, man.
Yeah, no, like we're very. That's the thing. We're very stubborn. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm naturally just a very stubborn person. Santi kind of like tells me like, hey, like
you're stubborn.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll do something until the wheels fall off,
Sure.
and sometimes that's not a good thing. Sometimes sometimes you got to look at things in perspective.
Gotcha.
But I'm not scared of failing. I don't like failing. So like, especially that we've put almost 10 years into this. This is heart and soul. This is blood, sweat, and tears.
Sure.
For almost 7 years. We didn't have employees. It was just me and him for the longest time.
I bet that was a good experience.
Yeah.
For both of you.
So it was like for us to let something like this and I'm not saying it's not big or anything or downplay it, to let something like this just close everything. It's like, no, dude, like we've been through worse or we've worked through worse. It's like it's just another obstacle on top of everything.
Right.
And the way we look at it is the way that we tell ourselves and reassure ourselves and everything is like I said, we could get through this.
Yeah.
It's like if we can make it through this and there's a sun there, like if there's something on over that hill,
yeah,
and we could get through this just like every other business and every other restaurant thinking the same way. It's like then it should be green skies. And
so how did you guys end up meeting? You guys go to school together? Are you both from El Paso?
Yep.
Okay, so did you guys meet like in high school or something? Or?
No. My brother was actually good friends with Chris, and I always wanted to be a chef ever since I was a kid, and I was dumb and I told some girl in high school that like. She asked me like, hey, she's like, hey, it's cool that you want to cook. Like, what can you make? And I was like, I can make anything you want, girl. And she's like,
what are you gonna make me?
Yeah, no. She's just like, I want sushi. And I was like, hell yeah, that's good. I can do that for sure. Yeah, no problem. Come by like this weekend or something. And I told my brother, I was like, dude, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
sushi, huh?
no, yeah. I was like, dude, I have no idea how to do that. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he's just like, hold on. I know this guy. He'll teach you. So
it was in the
yeah.
Oh,
and
nice.
that's how I met Chris.
He was the baby brother. Yeah, he was the baby brother. Like you said, I was friends with his older brother before him, so I knew of him. Yeah. I know it was like, hey, Santi's gonna come, or here's my brother. Here's here's the MySpace friend request from the brother, like, because we're what 5 years apart, about 5 or 6 years apart, so it's not that bad, but yeah, like. I literally met him to impress the girl to get laid.
I was about to say, yeah.
To impress the girl to get laid. So at the time, I was the food and beverage director of an upscale retirement home, and he was still in high school. So it was literally like his brother calls me, like you said, and like, hey, can you teach my brother how to do sushi? You have an hour or two?
An hour.
I'm like, yeah, I'm free on a weekend. Just tell him to guys come to the kitchen and
nice. Wow.
Showed him how to do it, and that turned into that, and it was just. Turned into friends from there.
Okay.
And now you get bored of making sushi.
Mm-hmm.
You guys make Chinese food a lot?
For the catering, there's like I said, we have a pretty wide menu.
Variety.
So like Santi was saying, around the world, the name is based off of the food and the services and everything that we do. So excuse me, around the world catering service is primarily based off 4 different groups, from Oriental to Mexican, Latin fused type stuff, American regional, and then you have the Italian style of cuisine. Nice. So that's what it was for, based off of, then that kind of expanded into different style of foods, like Santi was saying. So that's where the around the world name, everything came from. Okay. The style of food. It's just not regional.
Sure.
So and so.
What's the most random food that you've made for a catering? Or the Haitian?
No, there's been.
I think we had to do like a whole pig roast one time. Ooh. That was pretty fun.
Wow. The pig roasts are fun.
We've done a few pig roasts like since, and like I tell you what, like there's always got to be that one guy at the party. It's like, give me the nose, Or like,
Really?
give me the random piece just so I can eat in front of these
Wow.
Give me the
people. Every
eyes
time.
and stuff. Yeah.
I'm trying to impress somebody.
You
or
guys
something?
cook it underground or above
Yeah,
ground?
both of them. We've done
Oh,
it both
nice.
ways.
Nice.
Things like that, like I said, that are fun. Thing like when someone
Challenge.
comes with, yeah, I guess you could say like we love a challenge. I love when someone comes to me and they'll tell me like, well, I want this and this and this and this, and I'm like, yeah, sure, we could do it. And I go to him like, we can't do it. Like, I don't want to do this. Like let's figure this shit out.
Start investigating.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna be honest. I'll say it on camera and everything. Like, there's been times where people have told us like, yeah, and we've been confident to be like, yeah, we could do it. Let's do it. Or can you handle this 1,000-person grand opening? It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, we got a big staff.
do it.
Yeah.
And then
5
when
minutes
when the
later,
contract's signed and everything, it's like, dude, I don't know. If I can do
Now
this.
we're gonna do
like,
it.
Like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna pull this one off, dude? Like,
Wow.
so and luckily, we've never let anyone down.
Wow,
We've
that's
never
cool.
canceled
That
an
says a
event.
lot.
We
Oh,
have.
awesome.
There's been plenty of reviews. There's been plenty, like I said, accolades and awards and stuff. So we must be doing something right.
You're up for the challenge.
Yeah. So I don't want to get too cocky or confident.
Yeah.
But there's been times where like yeah, I'll put on the face and I can feel his eyes looking at me like, we can't do that. Like, how are you gonna do this?
Hey, you know what? Like honestly, some of the like the challenge, hasn't even been the food. When we do caterings, there was times where we did like they said, hey, could you do a
this
catering
outside?
for like 50, 60 soldiers like out in the middle of the desert?
Yeah,
Like
oh, wow.
literally, we had to drive out in the
Yeah,
middle, like on the dirt road for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Off-roading and stuff.
Yeah, we
wow.
had to get like the specialized trucks and everything, make sure they had a good lift and trying to carry a couple 100 pounds worth of food and catering equipment while everything's shaking and get everything set up. And like I said, we'd show up and it's like they have a set out there for a movie and it looks like you're in the middle of like the Middle East and stuff. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Sounds like a
So-
reality show right there, man.
Yeah,
Add that to your list of businesses.
Yeah, we've actually joked about that. It's funny because, like I said, we do everything. It would
Wow.
before COVID, it was the film productions, it was all the festivals, it was all the movie premieres, it was all the stuff we were the go-to. Well, I want to say
Wow.
we still are. Not being cocky once again, we're the premier catering company. Like, they would reach out to us for everything. We had contracts with the private jet companies here.
Wow.
We all
Yeah.
the celebrities, all the people like that. We would be doing the stuff no one knows about that people were in town
Yeah.
for.
Catering has allowed us to do some like the weirdest things.
Yeah,
like,
catering has allowed us to.
we do the private plane and they're like, we'd ask them the next day, who was that food for? And they're like, oh yeah, no, that was Jerry Seinfeld, or like that was the
Oh,
CEO of
nice.
Target. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they
Wow.
like, we wouldn't even at the end of, like, it's one of those things where it became to the point where we would be seeing like, quote unquote, like celebrities or Fortune 500 CEOs or owners of things we would be looking up to, and it would just be like, ah, fuck it, it's just another
Wow.
person,
Yeah.
it's just another
Wow.
man or woman or another owner. And
It
Get
was
this one
yeah.
over with.
yeah,
It
it's
was
as
really
long as the
fun.
check doesn't bounce or like the credit card clears, like, then I'll be
Then I'll believe 'em.
celebratory. Yeah, because there's times where we wouldn't know who we're getting for because they didn't want people to brag, and so
Sure,
it would
sure.
just be like, and then at the end of the event, it was like, oh, well, you cooked for this person. It's like, oh shit, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I'm
Tim
like,
McBride
oh,
ate my food.
that-
Like,
that's
Should have
the guy-
charged them more.
yeah. There's been times where it's like, yeah, we should charge more, or we're at a film production and this person that I've seen in this many movies is like, asked me for vegan food, and I'm like, I hate you, but I love you. Like,
And,
love your style.
like that contract, it was a 24-hour call. Like they would call us like 2 hours before like a plane took
Whoa.
off, and like I'd be like, oh, that's the guy that made me wake up at 3:00 in the morning to get a bottle of like wine and scallops. I'm like, okay.
yeah. So like I said, from all the film productions to the festivals and all that stuff
Wow.
like that, we were the ones catering for artists and and stuff like that. So it would be a variety of musicians and people that would go to the Don Haskins, people that would go to the Coliseum events for the radio stations, all that stuff. So it's like, it's funny that we can look back like at our photo albums, or we can look back at our events and we're like, oh yeah, I remember catering for that dude. He's a dick.
Yeah.
Or, oh, they're the nicest person ever. Or when people ask us like, oh, what's the it's like, oh yeah, he's a freaking ass. But at the same time, it's one of those things where now I can look back and laugh at it.
Sure. Sure.
At the same time, like when we're doing it, it's like we would tell the staff and we would tell each other. It's like there's sometimes you want to go up like, can I have an autograph, dude, or can I get a picture of you? But it's business, dude. Like you're like,
Gotcha.
I'm here to do a job.
There
Wow.
was one time we were doing a movie production, and everybody eats together. But
Yeah.
I think I'm really bad with recognizing who's like a celebrity and stuff like that. And I'm just pounding out the plates because I know these guys only have so much time to eat. And like somebody like cuts in line, I was like, no, get in the back. I don't know who you
sent,
are.
like,
Get in the back of the
No
line.
cutting.
And I'm like, no cutting. And like the guys are like,
The
oh,
food
like,
Nazi.
yeah, no, and the guys that are doing like the stage production, they're just like, oh man, like, hey, thank you for doing that. And I was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, that was the start of the show. Like, they always cut in front. I'm like,
Oh.
holy shit! Like, who did I just do that to?
Oops.
That's funny.
Like, you see the first producer just looking at Santi like,
That's funny.
and
No food for you.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, okay, like, you're serving. Like, oh, I'm not here. Like, I'm gonna step back. Like,
He was in the zone.
Yeah, you were just going at it, man. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Surprisingly, they were like okay with it. They're like, oh, they like it's cool. Like, thank you for treating me like a normal person. I'm like, I don't even know who you are. So
yeah, it's funny because a lot of times like it's just one of those things where you, like you said, you get in the zone and you're there to do a job. Like I'm sorry, I know you're a celebrity, I know you're an A-list star or a famous DJ or a famous music. It's like, dude, I got shit to do. Like,
Yeah,
Get to the
like,
back of the line.
like either you get back to the line or I'll give you your food when it's ready, and that's what, like, they would come to us, like the assistants, or you have the food for this person. It's like, nope, it's not ready yet. It's like, you told me this time it'll be ready at this time. And I guess we would keep our, I don't want to say composure. It's just one of those things where you got to stay disciplined. And
Sure.
like I said, you can't get starstruck. You can't get, we would have to talk to staff before, the ones that would come with us. Like, okay, well, this celebrity is gonna be here, dude. Like, keep your shit together.
Yeah.
Like, you don't ask for an autograph. If they ask you, if they want to, if that's fine. But like, for the most part, like I said, we've never had anyone that bad. It's just sometimes it's annoying.
Sure.
It's just one of those things where after dealing with it for the longest time, seeing different stars and celebrities and different,
Get used to it.
from models to famous tattoo artists to famous musicians to famous DJs to famous, like I said, whatever, sports athletes to everything. It's like, there's sometimes he doesn't know who they are, and I'm having to nudge him like, well, fuck, dude, that's so and so, this running back, or that's so and so from this person, or this is this Hall of Famer, and vice versa. He tell me, well, this is this tattoo artist, dude, he's on the, and it's like, so it's like, I don't know what the fuck you are, dude. Like, well, this is this famous Mexican singer. It's like, I don't know, fucking
Wow.
dude that wants my fajitas, dude. I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
so
They all eat.
Yeah,
Famous, they
it's
all
like-
eat, man. When it comes down to it.
it's one of those things when it comes down to it, they're all eating, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's just, I don't want to say it's just a job. At the end of the day, it's our business, it's
Sure.
our name, it's
Sure,
our
livelihood,
reputation.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got to stay disciplined.
Sure,
on
man.
it.
And speaking of which, livelihood, you guys married, kids?
Married
married.
one.
You're the married one.
Yeah.
Okay. You're
That's why I'm the
okay.
workaholic.
You're the workaholic. Okay, gotcha. So back to school. Where did you go to school at?
Scottsdale Culinary Institute.
Okay, cool. As far as high school here in El Paso,
High
where'd you
school, I
go?
went to Father Irmo. I went to Pro
Oh,
school.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I was a travieso. I was a little.
Father, yeah,
I was a little
remember
shithead, so I got in trouble, and it was like, yeah, I had to go to parochial school. So
Gotcha. And you, where'd you go to high school, man?
I went to Montwood, right up the street.
Mountwood. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then I just I did culinary here in El Paso.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good. So you guys, I'm sorry.
Is there how many culinary schools are there here in El Paso?
It's just the one.
one?
It's like an EPCC. It's one of the technical schools.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And you guys have enjoyed working in El Paso. Stay home. This is home.
Yeah. I mean, we
Gotcha.
do travel too. So.
Oh, you really?
yeah, no, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the catering company's taking us places that I didn't know it could. I didn't know it could
Oh, that's
expand.
awesome,
I
good.
didn't know the type of events we could have done. Like, we've done events from all the way to Austin, all the way
Wow.
up to going.
Yeah.
We've
Wow.
pretty much done everything in New Mexico, from Albuquerque to Santa Fe. The Hatch,
Interesting.
we're in Rio Doso, Cloudcroft,
Nice.
Alamogordo. We're in those areas 8-9 times a year, from the military balls to weddings to, and
That's
like I
pretty
said,
cool,
we've
man.
gone. We like to compete, so we've done competitions. We've done a variety of different things, and it's
The last year we did the National Taco Championship, and then the year before that we went up to Washington for like a
Yeah,
National Lentil.
Wow.
so random.
guys do?
Well, the lentil one, we won first place. So we won the first place, the grand prize one, and then we won the People's Choice one.
Wow.
That wasn't 2 years. That was like 3 or 4 years ago.
That was in
That one.
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was Pullman, Washington. We literally drove. So me and him took a road trip for a week, and we're like we're gonna invest a little over $1,000 because the prize money was like $2,500 or something for first place. So I was like, we better win because I want my money that we're spending
Want
on
to
this
break
trip.
even at least, huh?
Yeah, I want my money back that we're spending on this trip. Like, we're gonna get it back.
How does that
And-
work? So you just buy all your supplies over there, or you take it with you?
yeah.
or-
So the way that competition worked is, like I said, we like competing. So I'll do the research. I'll do the research and I'll just find recipe contests. It could be the smallest thing. Like we're published in 3 or 4 different cookbooks where it's the smallest thing. It could be your best shrimp dish, or it could be you win a $50 gift card, or be published in this cookbook. It could be make your best grits, or do something with corn, or do something with canned carrots, or anything that I could find online. And I'll come to something like, look, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, nice. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and then if we win, we win. If we lose, we don't get anything. And so there's a bunch of random awards and a random accolades and a random things that are posted. And it's like, yeah, we're in this cookbook for making a great gumbo.
Wow. And who gets the credit, as individuals or as the company?
Both of us.
Yeah.
A lot of it, it'll always be the company that we put. Depending on what it is, we'll switch the names. So some of them will be under Santi's name, some of them will be under my name.
Okay.
If it allows both of us to put it, or if it asks for a name, a lot of times I'll be the representative, and it will just be the company name on there. So it'll either be like Taco Shop Now, or it was Gallery 3 Kitchen, or Around the World Catering Service, or something like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so it was going back to the lentil. It's the National Lentil Festival, and it happens every year. Yeah, you believe it or not, there's festivals for everything, for bananas, for cream pudding, for chocolate pudding. Like there's festivals for everything.
Wow.
And this one was lentils, and I told something like, fucking lentajes, dude, lentils, let's do it. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do, but it's lentils.
And you won first place?
We won. So we had to submit a recipe, and everything we do, we kind of try to infuse our culture. So everything we do, we kind of try to do it Latin, Mexican food, but we just use the ingredients. We want people to know that we're Mexican, and we're coming from El Paso. So it's like we're gonna incorporate what you want, into our dishes and our food.
And how did you do with that one?
Well, that one we did the chipotle lime.
Chipotle lime, like with like tossing the lentil. It was like with roasted tomatoes, and then we did
an lentil encrusted chicken.
Yeah, lentil encrusted chicken.
So it was like a chipotle lime encrusted lentil encrusted chicken with a tomatillo sauce and stuff like that. So we submitted it, and like a couple weeks later, I get the email like, "Congratulations, you're one of the finalists," because they picked 5 finalists. And some of the events, it's for industry people that you like, you're a chef or you're a cook or something. And some of the events, it's open to anybody. It's open to moms, brothers, sister. This is one of the ones that was open to everybody. And so like it was just a bunch of housewives and stuff like that won, like the finalists too. Yeah. So I didn't want to say I was cocky or anything, because I can lose, like we can lose to anyone, and I was representing us on this one. So I told something like, well, fuck, dude, we're going to Washington in August. we're gonna go up there. So yeah, we didn't book anything. We told our accountant to give us money. Like, even if we don't have it, like, we're gonna take money and we're gonna drive up there. And we told ourselves like, well, we could fly, but like it was like almost $4,000. Like they were only giving us like $1,000 stipend.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, dude, it's almost like $4,000. Like to get to Pullman, it's like, so it's like at the tip of Washington. Like it's like, yeah, it's like you're Canada next to it. Wow. So it's up there. And from El Paso to up there, it's a 26-hour drive nonstop.
Ooh, wow.
So me and Santi are like, oh, fuck it.
That's got some good lentil.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck it. We road trip it, dude. So it took us 2 days to get up there. We literally from El Paso, we went back streets. We went through 5 or 6 states.
Wow.
We literally stopped at every state capital. We did our own little road trip. Saw a lot. We got there in 2 days almost. And like I said, did the whole PR thing. It's a pretty big festival. Like I said, I think it's top 50 in the United States of festivals and stuff like that, food festivals.
But you said you submitted it? How did you submit the recipe or what?
Mm-hmm. So we have to do a recipe and submit a picture.
And then they make it over there and they try it and say, hey,
they have their own chefs.
You guys make it, no?
Yeah, so over there, so that's how it was, going back to it. So it was a recipe contest. So we make a recipe, then we take the picture, then we send it to them. And then their chefs go ahead and create the same thing. And they're like, oh shit, this is really good. So yeah, we got to bring these guys up. They're one of the winners.
Wow.
And then we go up there, and then they put us in a hotel and everything, and we meet the other finalists. Like I said, it's a big 3 or 4 day weekend festival. Like it's pretty big. There's thousands of people there and everything like that all over Washington that go there. And it's Washington State University, I think. The Huskies or whatever.
I think so, Huskies. Yeah.
Whoever, it's Washington State University. Right. That's where that Pullman is. And these guys, like, we're up there, and so what happens is they're like, okay, so you need to create this and they have a panel of judges, the same thing. So they have celebrity chefs and they have people from there. And so it's like, okay, they give us $50 each to go to the grocery store to get the ingredients. And then we go to like their college, and then we have to cook the food, the meal and everything in their college. And we have to do, I think, what was it? Like 75 sample sizes of it.
Wow.
And then I have to do 5. We had to do 5.
Yeah.
We had to do 5 plates for the judges to eat. So we had to do 75 samples for the People's Choice one, for just random people come up and eat it. And then we had to do the 5 fancy ones for the judges.
Sure.
So like I don't want to toot the horn or anything, but like I said, I was going against four and like I said, they knew what they were doing. It's just like one of them did like a simple little cobbler, and like they were doing weird shit. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's inventive. Like, you're up here for a reason. And the thing is, it was just one of those things where the pressure could get to you sometimes, like I said. Wow. So like the presentation, because they were the judges.
They judge you on,
they judge us on everything from the presentation to the way it tastes, the look, the appeal, all that stuff. So you have 2 chefs up there with their tweezers and everything, garnishing and making it look pretty. And then you have the lady there with her shit all spread everywhere, and like, because it's in a rush, you have a certain amount of minutes too to do it. Wow. So you have like a famous dietitian, then you have a famous chef, and then you have like the mayor, then you have like 2 other people, like just a random judge, a random person that won a contest, and then you have, like I said, someone else, a famous person. Wow. Like an athlete, I think it was, or something. And then and then we won the People's Choice one, which was, I think, like $250. And then they called afterwards and everything, they called the 3rd place, and I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, we didn't get 3rd place. And they called the 2nd place, and I was like, oh fuck, we didn't get 2nd place. I'm like, now I'm kind of worried, because the lady that I was kind of worried about got like 2nd, and I'm like, well fuck, who? And then that's when they called my name for 1st and like the grand prize, and I was like, okay, cool. So it was like $2,500, like a check, cash, like right then and there.
Wow. Nice.
So it was fun because we got to hold the big check. Yeah, they gave us a big. I think we still have it. I think we still have the big check.
We can make it work. You want.
They gave us the big check. So there's pictures of us just excited to have the big check. Cool, man. Yeah. And then, like I said, the other check for the so we came back to El Paso with like the money.
And with all that stuff you guys do, like that you've gotten awards for the different foods, you don't feature any of that, like at the taco shop. I mean,
well, we have stuff based off.
We have stuff based off of it, so we've tweaked it and like stuff like that. So, it's one of those things where, like I said, that it's cool to have the awards and accolades and the notifications, and like you said, you guys found us because of the SBA and the award and stuff like that. It's cool. It's a cool award. It's cool to say that we've won that. Sure. Our hard work and being noticed and recognized. Definitely.
Cool road trip.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's an award that we put up for people to see. That's it. Like, we're
on
not
your resume,
doing. Yeah, it's not. I'm not doing this for awards, or it's like he's not doing it for awards. It's cool. I'm not gonna say I appreciate it. It's like when we win things, or when someone nominates us for something, or like I said, being just like, it's like, hey.
But you never had anybody come in and say, man, I really want to try the lentil stuff you guys made. Really?
Numerous times, and I
think we've done it like once or twice for a wedding.
Yeah, numerous times we get people, like our mac and cheeses won awards. Certain tacos we've done have won awards. There's other, like I said, desserts that have. It's just random stuff, and there's, if you go into the restaurant, there's pictures and there's stuff like that for people to see. Nice. And they'll ask, well, I want to try that, and say, well, I don't want to make it, so it's gone forever. And because I have the bad habit of. It's a really bad habit. I have the bad habit of not writing shit down. So once I make it, I forget.
Oh, you forget.
So like we'll be doing it, and Santi will be like, "Well, how'd you make this?" I'm like, oh.
Yeah, some of our employees, like they started trying to like make menus because like they couldn't remember like how we do, and like the way they had to write the menus was just like, all right, so it was like 15 seconds of shaking this and then do this, a little bit of this, and like it was never like exact measurements. I mean, it's good to us because like nobody could recreate the dishes that they worked with us with, but like just the way they do it, it's just like for us, it's always just sight because we've done all these things so many times.
So when they're asking us like, how much sauce did we put? I was like, oh, like just
enough.
Like, well, how do you want me to know? It's like, oh, dude, like do 3 sets. Like when he's telling him how to make something, he's like, well, I do it. Just count 15 seconds. Are you sure? I'm like, yeah, just count 15 seconds. So he'll break it down instead of telling people like in ounces, and like this takes 4 ounces or this takes 12 ounces. This is half a gallon. He'll
Seconds.
be like, it's like 24 seconds of just shaking. It's like, are you sure?
Is it one Mississippi or?
It's like just count 12 seconds, dude. You're good after 12. It's like so it's we both have that bad problem, or he'll tell me, he's like, write this down, it's really good. I'm like, yeah, and I'll blow it off and I'll forget, and then like he'll be like, how'd you do this? I'm like,
Yeah.
or like on my day off, they'll be asking me like, well, how do you make this? You made this special. Like, how do you do it? I'm like, fuck, I don't know. I don't remember. Pull up the picture, dude. like I don't know. Look at the picture. Like, I forgot. Like,
Wow.
Tell us where you're located.
we're located at 1920 North Zaragoza, so we're actually up the street, Suite 114. We're right here off of the, what is it called?
375.
Yeah,
375.
That's the taco shop.
that's Taco Shop.
And then as far as they want to get a hold of you guys for catering, anything else, Facebook,
Yeah,
websites.
well, website, all that stuff.
We'll
You
put it
can
on
go-
screen.
Yeah,
Taco
you
shop.
can go to awfoodservice.com. That's where everything's at. So it's broken up, the catering, the
Wow.
taco shop, the menus, food truck, all that stuff like that. So the website's pretty easy to access. But yeah, we're on all the social media outlets like Facebook, Instagram, Google, all that crap like
Yeah.
that. So it's very
Gotcha.
easy to get a hold of us.
And the truck is a food. Is it a taco shop truck? Okay. Very
Yeah,
cool.
we mainly use it just for events now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's broken. Yeah, it's not out in the street unless it's a certain event or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's more used for events or travel purposes or something.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Cool.
Thanks for your time, you guys. Appreciate it, man.
Been
No,
fun.
thank you for having
Getting
us.
me hungry. Did you bring any samples by chance?
No,
We keep forgetting that part about the samples.
you gotta tell us.
Well, from what I heard, you just need a 2-hour notice. So.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
man. Cool. So anything else you want to let us know? Anything coming up or?
No, it's just trying to, like I said, with COVID, and unfortunately, business is just going day to day. Taco shops are open 7 days a week.
Good. Okay,
As
Saturdays
of right
week,
now,
one.
like the majority of our focus is like all on the taco shop up until like things get somewhat
normal,
normalized and like
Somewhat in control.
somewhat in control. So up until that time, like that's like the main focus. Like
Gotcha.
we're starting to pick up caterings for next year for like weddings. People are hopefully
Booking
trying
up
to
already? Oh, nice.
Right on.
Yeah, people, like I said, everyone's hopeful, everyone's optimistic. I'm kind of the pessimist, so I'm like, the way it's going, probably not. But like, I'd rather be booked, and if it doesn't, it falls through like last time, and we just book again next year. We'll
Wow.
just keep going with it. But yeah, things are, the catering's slowly picking back up. I just know this year, yeah, everyone took a hit.
Sure.
Like I said, the holiday parties, all this, nothing of that's gonna happen, and so. Like Santi was saying, all the attention and all the focus right now is on Taco Shop, trying to get it to next year, then to follow up the following year. And like I said, we have plans opening up on the west side next year.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
so
Good.
that's the next goal is once we, like I told ourselves, once we get to March 2nd of 2021, I'll feel confident enough, like regardless of the situation, like let's open up.
That'll be a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be a year officially.
Wow. Well, I like your renegade, rebellious style, you guys.
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes it's in the beginning. I'm gonna be very honest. We were very hesitant. Our accountant was the one that was kind of pushing us. Like he was the one like just fucking do it. Like dude, we were the ones that were very hesitant. I'm gonna be honest. Like, he was barely married. He was getting his house. He was getting his stuff.
Wow.
Like I was still trying to figure stuff out. I was like, is this what I want to do? Is
Sure.
this? And now it was like we realized like.
There's no
Dude,
stopping you
there's
now.
no. It's one of those things where what's the worst that can happen? It's like you fail.
Not afraid to take a chance.
Yeah,
Good for
it's
you,
like
man.
you fail.
Right on.
It's like if you fail, then you sit back and you contemplate, and if you want to keep doing it, you try again, and if you don't, then you move on.
Wow.
It's like, and that's one thing I feel complacent about, where it's like I can know that me and Santi and I have given everything to it, where it's like we haven't slacked off or we haven't not given 100%, where it's like if God forbid if it does fail or we do close or anything, we decide to move on or anything, it's not gonna be where because of like it's gonna be because we're lazy,
Yeah.
or because we
exactly.
slacked off or we
Gotcha.
weren't putting all the effort or anything.
It's gonna be on your call. Yeah.
It's
you
gonna
guys.
be on our call where it's like, you know what, dude, it's just
Yeah.
it's not working anymore. It's
Wow.
not making it, or this
on.
really took a hit, whatever the situation will be. But that's I guess the maturity where I've gotten, because I was scared. Like, dude,
Sure.
We all were, yeah.
we're taking money out, we're investing, we're gonna owe people, we're gonna do this, and it's like, those are big decisions to make.
Big
It's
risk.
like
Sure.
those are big risks, and
Wow.
it's like sometimes you gotta stop and I know there's a lot of people that are thinking about becoming entrepreneurs or thinking about becoming business owners, and And we see people opening businesses now during a pandemic, and it's like, kudos to you. Like, we did it. We weren't expecting this. I'm gonna be honest. If we weren't open and the pandemic was it's like I would probably think twice about opening a business during a pandemic. I wouldn't be that riskful. I would keep going what we have. But like, kudos to those people more.
Sure.
But like at the same time, like I said, the way it all boils down to if you're not willing to put the risk in. Like to say, no risk, no reward. It's like, like you gotta take a chance.
Sure, gotcha.
You gotta take the leap of faith. In the beginning, I took the leap of faith, quitting a full-time job, and this one took a leap of faith of graduating school, and he could have gotten a better job and better paying job, and we started.
Don't tell me that.
It's like we started a business.
Wow.
We started a business. He wasn't even able to drink yet.
Yeah, I was
I was 20.
Like barely turning 20.
Barely graduating.
Yeah.
So it's like he started a business while still in school, and it's like
I was like, I'm really good friends with the head of the culinary department in EPCC, and the ones that were running it at the time, they told me like years later, they're like, yeah, we thought you were gonna quit school because like or the business, like the catering company, like within 6 months of us opening it, it blew up and it took off. Like it got to the point where Chris would start an event and have to leave to work, and then I'd be barely leaving class and go finish it.
Wow.
Dang.
I'd have to have my mom stay there and be there for an hour or two watching it, and he'd have to go pick it up. And like I said, it came to the point where like my full-time job, where I was getting paid good salary and comfortable and benefits and all this stuff like that.
Sure.
And it came to a point where
I was taking catering classes while I was waiting to get off to go work my catering business.
Yeah.
There's risks. We took risks, and like I said, it was a big leap of faith for me. Like I was 25. I was like I already got to my epitome where I want to do. Like I said, I had a good job and everything. Like I don't want to go backwards. And sure enough, like it was like, okay, let's do this.
But even with everything, no regrets, right? No regrets.
You can't live life with regrets.
Right.
You're not gonna move forward. You're not gonna grow.
Good that you guys didn't give up, man.
Yeah. You're
Definitely.
not gonna grow if you have regrets. So there's no points to having regrets. Everything, like I said, I honestly believe everything happens for a reason.
Sure.
But at the same time, so you gotta keep looking forward. Like things may be hard. Like there was times where I sat down and I contemplated things. Where there's times me and him were like, dude, why the fuck are we doing this? Or like, this is hard, dude. Like this, like this isn't easy. Or like I'm not making money. Or we're barely making it. And it's like, even now, it's like, it's still those thoughts. It's like, is it worth it?
Sure.
Like, I could be at Burger King GM and living life and not having to worry about paying taxes.
Yeah.
But you guys do get your satisfaction in the end. Even the hard work, when people are sitting down and eating a meal and saying, man, this is great.
I mean, to be honest, like, it's like, we can get the accolades and all that other stuff, but at the end of the day, when people show up to the restaurant and you bring them the food and they're just like, you literally see that, and, oh, wow, like, that looks like really good. Like, to me, I like that any day over getting an accolade.
There you go.
Nice.
Right on.
It's those small things. It's the small things when you read a review.
Make a big difference.
Or you'll hear someone's opinion, like he said, when they're saying in the front, like, this is delicious, this is the best food I ever had. Or people that travel, that are stopping in.
Just for that.
And they'll just for that. Or you'll hear someone like, I came from Las Cruces just to come here to eat the tacos. Or I'm coming from the Upper Valley because you were highly recommended. Stuff like that, it means a lot. It means a lot. Like, they'll come back and tell us, like, they loved everything. It's like,
right on, man.
you can go home with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, shoot. Like, yesterday, we got a message. Somebody, they're like, hey, I came into town to visit my parents. I'm from, like, Los Angeles, and honestly, I wish you guys' like food was like over there. I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe we should go open over there.
I was like, ding, ding, oh.
Road trip.
This is some of the best vegan food I ever had. It's like, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
You don't let it get to your head, but at the same time, it's like doing something right.
Right on,
It's
man.
like,
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for
It was
sharing.
fun.
thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Cool stories.
Thank
Wow.
you.
We are the SignBroCast once again. Thank you for Santi and Chris
Yes.
Taco Shop. Go check them out. Go check them out on Facebook, Google, and we are the SignBros, and we're signing off.
Have a good day.
SignBros is the place where we make a sign.